Welcome back to STRIVECast.
Episode 25.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who are we?
Well, we're gonna get to that in a few minutes, but we're on Zoom right now. Isn't this fun? Want to say hi to all of our viewers and listeners?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey, listeners.
Hey,
what about listeners like you?
yeah, we'll do listeners like you. You're always prepared, Noel.
This week we might actually have viewers.
I know.
And we're going to try and make this for Facebook and YouTube.
Whoa.
See how we do. Susie's making sure her hair looks good.
We'll
Yeah.
even have a still scene for the drum beat still.
Right.
Mhm.
So I definitely thought through last night how creative I want to go with this.
Good.
Yeah. So
And
guys,
see if we can make it work. So maybe we might do more episodes like this in the future.
yeah.
I like that.
Guys, how are we doing?
Really?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
How are you, Noel?
Good.
Awesome.
Nice
How are your
mustache.
parents?
Good.
How's your
How are
mom and
you?
dad?
Really good.
Awesome.
Huh?
Hey, Susie. How's your mom?
What's up?
Oh, how is your mom?
She's been awesome.
Oh, that's great, Susie.
My dad is at work right now, and he's been awesome also.
Good.
Oh, awesome. Hey, Pete.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how's Anne-Marie and your kids are doing?
They're doing good. Kids actually had a virtual snow day today, believe it or not, because there was no power when we woke up. So they couldn't do their distance learning.
Oh,
You can do a Zumba class on the iPad.
You
Yeah.
can do a virtual Zumba class.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be our next thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
How are you and your family, Jeff?
My mom and dad are doing great.
Good. How about you?
Me, I'm working from home, and I've been, like cleaning stuff and, like making beds and
Wow.
Really is working from home.
Good.
Yeah, I am.
What
Doing
kind,
vacuuming.
what kind of meals have you been having at home?
Question.
What?
How many lunch, breakfast, and dinner foods you've been having at home?
I don't know.
3 square meals a day?
Yes, Pete. Yes, Pete, that's correct.
Any fish or chicken?
I was thinking about asking my mom if we can order Chinese food.
You should cook for your parents when you're at home.
Are you doing that, Noel?
Not really, but I do help with
Thanks
it.
for all of us.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how's that mustache coming along?
I knew I should have shaved before I jumped on here.
I do see a little bit of nose.
Yeah? You like it?
Oh, yeah, it's all you, Pete.
You
You
guys
look
have
great.
facial hair.
Yeah, you too, Olivia.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. See my beard coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You achieved it, girl.
No, thanks, Susie. You're so kind. You're my only fan. Okay, well, a little later on, we are going to interview our friend Erin Cannon, who works over at WEX. So she's going to join into our Zoom call. So that's pretty exciting, right?
Yeah. How many stuff does she wax?
And what?
How many stuff does she wax?
Wax.
Oh, yeah, not a not a waxing. It's called WEX.
WEX is an acronym for the. I know exactly what it stands for, but we'll find it.
What, Susie?
Near Strive.
It is near Strive.
It is near Strive. You're right. Yeah. Very cool. So, well,
Did that used to be Saturates?
Oh, yes, I know that.
They are working in what used to be
Yeah.
factories. Yep.
Yep.
Erin Cannon also used to work at the MOG that used to be right across the street from Strive. So
Right.
she knows us that way too.
Yeah. An old pal. So
Oh, cool.
we'll still do our regular segments, right, guys? We'll do Ask Noel, Yakking with You, Susie's Cues,
Yep.
and we'll.
Oh, yeah.
Is it week or hippos in the ocean week?
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't
Do you know?
put this.
Yeah, with you, Jeff.
Oh, yes. Yakking with You, Jeff. Oh, that's what.
Mom.
All right. Well, why don't we do that when we come back? So, Jeff, you want to say we'll be right back?
This is your
We'll
big.
be right back. We'll
Alright.
be right back.
Yay! Welcome, Erin. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys so much. I'm happy to be here.
Of course, yeah. So, guys, remember we talked earlier. So, Erin works over at WEX. And so, we're going to ask her some questions about her job at WEX. So, would either of you like to get started?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Noel.
Yeah.
What is your most difficult part? What you do for your company?
That's a great question, Noel. Do we want to maybe ask just quickly first what her job is at WEX and what WEX does, and then we can get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Erin.
absolutely. So WEX does a lot of things. We have several lines of business. So I'll kind of, oversimplify it because I've also begun learning all of the different facets that WEX does. So in particular, WEX creates credit cards and both of them are physical credit cards like you would probably see that you swipe at a store, and then virtual cards, which are like an if you think if you've ever received like an gift card. So WEX creates both of those types of credit cards where the end user, being you or an employee of a company, then uses it to buy gas or pay for other types of services or expenses that a business might have. So we work a lot directly business to business. And we have, several different lines of business, those being a fleet industry, so purchasing gas for drivers on the road, corporate payments, which is the department that I work in, which is business to business, where companies are utilizing our services as WEX to create virtual cards to then pay for services that their company has. So whether that be, internet bill or, purchasing products to run their business, they utilize those physical and virtual cards to be able to process payments for that. And then we're also in the healthcare sector as well too, utilizing health savings accounts and flexible spending accounts for employees of those businesses to then be able to process payments for their healthcare services that they've received, like at their doctor's office or their dental office.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in a nutshell. There's many other things that WEX does, but basically it's payment processing for employees or for vendors for the business. And so what I do in the corporate payments department is I'm essentially a project manager. So my title is an implementation manager. And I work with other companies, so other businesses that are currently paying their vendors for services, again, whether that be purchasing products from those other vendors, like a Staples or like a Cisco, and also for other types of things like paying for their utility bills, paying for their rent, those sorts of things, that expenses that businesses currently have. And they come to us, and I utilize the technology that WEX has built so an online platform in my case, and I configure that platform for their business to then be able to create virtual credit cards, so those e-cards like I was referring to,
Right.
to then pay their vendors for the expenses that that business has.
That's so cool. Thanks
Yeah.
for giving us the overview. We were talking about it earlier. We were like, I don't think we can accurately describe what WEX does. So that was very helpful.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
tried to describe it,
absolutely.
Erin, and I wasn't. wasn't that
You
I
know,
kind of knew a little bit because I have the Pay with Gas Buddy card personally, and it's a
Oh,
WEX card.
cool.
Yeah.
Biggest one of those vendors.
Exactly.
That's awesome,
Absolutely.
Ryan.
That's within the fleet industry. So, and you guys are in good company because I've been there for, I think, around 9 months now. And it's been a learning experience for me too. I know I've asked this question to many of my colleagues, like, tell me a little bit about the fleet industry and tell me a little bit about the health industry and what does WEX really do? I mean, I'm kind of siloed in my corporate payments, world right now. So I know what I do. And so it's been a great learning experience to kind of figure out what WEX does as a whole in all the different lines of business.
Yeah, awesome. So Noel, you want to ask your question again?
Yeah, I do have another one too.
Okay, why don't you do your first one first and then we'll get to it.
What is your complicated role? What you do for WEX?
Yeah, or like what's the hardest part of what you do?
The hardest part of what I do is managing a team of clients that I work with to make sure that all of our the goal is the same, the goal is being met, and we're tracking progress along the implementation. So the implementations that I work with can be anywhere from a couple of weeks to 6 months or so. So making sure that everyone's, has the same understanding of what our goal is and, the timeline that we're working within, and making sure that everyone is, meeting the action items that they have and the deliverables, and also just kind of managing all the individual personalities within an implementation is difficult. It's probably, the same for a lot of people that work with controls and project management.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we definitely know what it's like to work with a lot of personalities, right, guys?
Yeah.
Definitely. So Jeff, do you want to take a stab at asking Erin a question now? You had a good one earlier.
What is the happiest thing about WEX?
The happiest thing about WEX? Good question.
That is a good question. And it's actually something that I'm constantly telling my friends, my family, other coworkers, people I meet. Anytime someone asks me about what it's like working at WEX, and I can certainly only talk about my personal experience, but WEX from my personal experience really values me as an employee. I've only been there for 9 months, and I can't say enough good things about the company as a whole, as well as my direct manager and my colleagues. Everyone's really been there to support me. It's been a complete change of industry for me, so it's been a learning experience. And everyone's been there to really answer my questions anytime I have them. If I ask the same question over and over again, and they really support their employees and are always providing additional benefits to make sure that we have what we need and we're happy, every day, because that just allows us to be, more effective in our work and with our clients. So it's really just the support. I guess in short, it's the support that WEX as a company, I feel, has provided to me as an employee since day one of being there.
Yeah, that's huge. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's so great. Hey, Noel, you want to take a turn now?
Yeah.
What's your other question?
My other question is how do you need to set up an account for the WEX credit card thing?
Good question, Noel.
So is the question setting up an account with a WEX credit card?
Yeah, do you need to set up an account to have one? Probably, right?
Can individuals do
Yeah.
that, or is it a company?
Yeah, I guess for an individual. You mean for just for you, Noel? Is that what you're asking?
No, for it, like a computer, like to know what you're getting on the when you go on the computer to check your bank account.
Oh, I see. So maybe for an individual, yeah.
For an individual. So
Yeah.
for the most part, to be able to have kind of an account with WEX, you would need to be an employee within a company that is utilizing the WEX service. So not so much of the business line is really about, you know, having a bank account directly with WEX like you might with Bank of America or TD. You would be part of a company or an organization that's utilizing WEX service. So kind of utilizing my service as an implementation manager, you would need to be involved in that organization. And then that organization would then provide you with an account, a login to be able to see your expenses. So when you've utilized that card versus, so using it for business expenses versus using it for personal expenses.
Gotcha.
Does that answer the question?
Did that
Yeah.
answer it, Noel? Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. Jeff, do you want to ask Erin a question? You got any more questions about her job at WEX or how she came to work there?
What is your account at WEX?
Well, I don't know if Erin has an account, right? She manages other people's. But maybe you want to ask her like how she came to work there and what she did before.
What did you do before WEX?
Yeah, absolutely. So I was not in the financial technology industry before I came to WEX, so it's been a big learning curve. What I came from is the corporate wellness industry, so working with companies to integrate healthy, active, and nutrition programs for their employees into their company. So it's very different. So that's kind of like the healthcare industry that I came from. And now working in the financial technology industry, it's been a big learning curve for me. Day one, I was trying to just translate things in my head with not really having any of a basis to come off from. So coming from like the exercise and the nutrition world, that's where I was, and that's where I first got integrated to work with Strive as well too, and got to know you guys. So that's where I came from, and I decided to make the change because I had spoken with so many people I know, and it just encountered, random people, in social situations that work at WEX and continue to have great experience and positive things to say about being an employee at WEX and how much they value their employees. So I looked into it a little bit deeper, and even though there was that big learning curve that I knew I had ahead of me, I felt very supported in my transition to WEX, and that's why I decided to make that change and to come to work for WEX. Even though there's so many opportunities in businesses out there, WEX is a main grown business, and it was nice to kind of keep our roots real close here, seeing as WEX really cares about the local community. From my perspective, it's been very reassuring to me.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. It definitely does that. We know that for a fact, which is awesome. Noel, do you have another question you'd like to ask Erin?
Oh, yes.
Go for it.
Before you started this job, how did you felt like to learn to do this job?
Yeah. Well, yeah, she said it was a big learning curve, right?
Yeah.
It took a lot of months of training sitting with my colleagues and watching their every move and asking so many questions that they were so helpful in helping me understand and answering those questions, and then following them along with their own implementations so that I could really get a feel as to what happens on a day-to-day basis. And what they do every day. So yes, it was very challenging. It was certainly frustrating at times because I'm someone that I really like to pick up and know what I'm doing, rather than not knowing the answers. But I got really comfortable with telling my clients that I wasn't sure of the answer and I'd have to check with someone and get back to them. And it was nice to know that not only WEX as a company supported me and, my learning capabilities, but also my clients and their understanding that, I'm still in the learning phase, and I still am today. I still asking a lot of questions to my colleagues this morning about things I just haven't encountered yet. So
Yeah, definitely a learning curve that keeps on going, but you seem to have a great handle on it now.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. Of course. Hey, Jeff, do you want to maybe ask Erin a little bit about like where she's from and where she grew up and where she went to school?
Where did you go to school?
Yeah, so I'm from a very small town in Maine called Minot. And at the time I went to the high school, which was Poland Regional High School. From there, I then went to the University of Southern Maine. My degree and my background is in business administration. And then I had a concentration in marketing and a minor in holistic health. So that's kind of what brought me to my previous job in corporate wellness in the business operations aspect, but has really helped me in my role right now. At USM, I started in the Lewis and Auburn College and then transitioned over to the Portland campus. I didn't go to school in the traditional way where I lived on campus. I lived at home with my parents, saved a lot of money that way. And I really enjoyed just kind of staying in Maine. Keeping my roots here has been very important to me. So I enjoyed my experience at USM in both campuses.
Yeah, that's awesome. Pete, you look like you're about to say something.
No, I was just going to say, I think that Jeff was signaling he may be ready for the lightning round in a minute.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Jeff usually goes first in the lightning round, right? So, Jeff, do you want to do a lightning round question?
Or our lightning round theme?
Actually, I don't really, I don't know one.
Yes, you do. Pick one of your favorite lightning round questions.
Okay, what's your favorite ice cream?
There you go. Good.
What was that?
Favorite
I didn't
ice
catch
cream, Erin.
Favorite ice cream. I'm going to be boring and say French vanilla. Not vanilla bean, but French vanilla.
No?
Mine too.
Oh, really? Do you have a lightning round question?
Oh, yes. Do you like snow or not snow?
Well, I don't like the snow today because I was ready for spring. But in general, I do like snow. I'm a skier, so I go up to Sugarloaf and ski a lot as much as possible. So I do like snow because it helps me to get outside and it makes the winter go by a lot faster. But I also like to see palm trees in warm weather too.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I think I was lagging for a bit, but I hope I'm back up to speed now. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it Jeff's turn now?
Jeff's turn.
Yeah.
What's your favorite summer place
There you go.
in Maine?
Ooh, my favorite summer place in Maine would probably be Kennebunkport. My family has a place in Bedford Pool, And I spent my summers going to stay on the beach in Biddeford Pool, and then going into Kennebunkport, into the little downtown port area. So I try to go there at least a few times a year and go to some different restaurants and walk through the shops and enjoy being outside when it's not snowing like it is right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Noel, back to you.
Yeah. Are you a coffee drinker or a water?
Or a water
Oh.
drinker. Or both.
That is an excellent question, and probably is my favorite question so far. I drink both. I have a water bottle with me right now, and I just got rid of my coffee cup. I absolutely love coffee. I don't drink it for the caffeine. I drink it for the flavor. I can drink it all day long, but I try to balance it with the coffee and the water so that I stay hydrated too.
Yeah,
Excellent question.
Excellent question, Noel. You got her both of her drinks.
Maybe a follow-up, one of our favorite lightning round questions.
Yeah.
Iced coffee or hot coffee?
Hot coffee.
Ooh, hot coffee, 100%. Sorry. I
It's
jumped
okay.
in there too soon.
Oh,
I got excited.
That's what I like about it.
Right, exactly. You got to keep it quick. Jeff, you want to ask her another question? Go ahead.
For me personally, hot dog or Chinese?
Oh, I would say a steamed red snapper at a baseball game.
There you go. Nice.
Pete is on board with that.
Oh yeah.
Red dog.
Like at a Sea Dogs game, right?
Yeah.
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 Perfect. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you got one more?
So, yeah, no, I got one to end it. Got one more?
Yes, I got one more.
All right, Jeff, you got it. Go ahead.
Okay. What's your favorite hockey team?
Ooh,
Ooh,
My favorite, what was that?
hockey team.
hockey team.
Hockey team.
Hockey team. Well, I have to admit, and maybe I shouldn't, I don't watch hockey too much, although I used to be
okay.
a hockey cheerleader growing up.
Ooh, fun.
Oh yeah.
But I'd have to say, because we live in Maine, it's got to be the Boston Bruins.
There you go.
Great choice. Noel is with it.
Okay,
but-
good.
Yeah, but I love the Flyers, so.
I don't know why you like the fly. Oh, right. You have cousins in
Oh,
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right. We
Yeah,
had that
okay.
conversation last week.
If you want to be a superhero, what is your special powers and why?
Nice job, Noel. These are questions we usually ask Erin, so I'm glad they're remembering them. It's awesome.
yeah. This is also a good question. I would say my superpower would be to fly. And I just feel like that would be so much fun. And I think it would be very useful. I think I'd get places a heck of a lot quicker than I do now.
Yeah.
It'd be better for the environment, right?
Right.
And I think it would just be so much fun. I've been skydiving a couple of times, and I
Oh, wow.
really, really like that. That would be flying.
Nice. Great choice. Awesome. Well, I think those were all our questions that we had for you, Erin, unless anybody else has any. But thank you so much for coming on our show and coming on via Zoom. I'm sorry we can't be in person.
I know. I was a little bummed about that, but as long as I can see all your faces, that makes my day a lot better. So I so appreciate you inviting me on your podcast.
Of course.
And wonderful, wonderful questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Nice to meet
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Listeners like you.
Listeners like-
Who's our listener of the week?
Kevin from UPS.
That's
Kevin
right.
Fitzpatrick.
Kevin Fitzpatrick. Kevin
Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
Is Patrick his last name?
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Vince Patrick.
So thanks for listening, Kevin.
Thanks for listening, Kevin, and thanks for all you do for our community. You are the best. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're the best, Kevin. You're awesome, Kevin.
Kevin on the roof coming again. Fall 2020.
All right, Jeff, you want to say right back?
yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right, we're back and it's time for.
Excellent.
Do you have a theme song?
If you had a door, open up and ask no beauty and the.
Beauty and the Knoll.
Oh, new twist.
New
this week.
twist. Pete, I heard we have an email for Noel.
Yeah, and this is an email from Mark from Camden.
Oh.
And
Oh, not
he is a little bit nervous with everything going on right now, and he doesn't know, some of the things he does every day he can't do, and wants to know if you have any advice for him, things he can do and things until things get back to normal.
really soon.
In Camden. Thanks for your email.
What do you think, Noel?
Really good. All you have to do is a distance,
Mhm.
and if you have a sniffer, blow your nose on the tissue.
And then we'll do what do you do with the tissue?
Put it away and wash his hands.
That's right. Throw
Good
it
job.
in your hands. Good job.
And do not touch your face.
That's right. Good, Jeff.
Yeah.
But what about if your face is clean and your hands are clean?
Well, I think the advice from the professionals is to try to not touch your face.
What about if you touch your face in a shower, or if you clean your face with lotion and everything?
Well, I think washing your face is fine, but I think the advice is just to try to not touch your face if you can avoid it.
Like not pick your nose and same.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Suze.
And not,
have time
and
for
not
fan bases.
eating your nose either.
Noel, do you have any advice for him if, he's feeling a little worried about
What?
everything? What do you think would be some good advice to give him?
Take time and settle down.
Yeah.
What are some things you guys do when you're worried or upset?
I don't really get upset. You can ask to 55.
You could count to 55.
Good advice.
Good advice.
and also play music on the computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or do 10,000 push-ups to relax.
10,000 push-ups is a lot.
That would make me sad and not happy.
Well, that's some good advice. Susie, do you have anything to add? Or Ryan?
Like advice for the being safe from the sickness.
Yeah, just to being worried. He's a little worried about some of the things he usually does have been canceled lately.
My advice is go with the flow and make the best of it, though. Make the best of this bad situation.
I agree.
That's great.
And also
Yeah.
just remember it's better safe than sorry to not be getting sick otherwise.
Right.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, the sound engineer.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Susie, what about you?
Well, if you were a bit of nervous or get worried, I do my coach is making friendship bracelets.
Oh, that's great advice. Make some friendship bracelets. Nice. Do some crafts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope that helps, Mark and Camden. Thanks for writing into the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you
Jeff.
have a question for asking.
Oh yeah.
Send
Nothing,
us an
sorry.
email.
yeah.
STRIVEcast@pslstrive.org.
That's
Yes,
right.
Pete. Yes, Pete. That's correct, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're awesome, buddy. And you're
Yeah,
awesome,
buddy.
Olivia.
Will be.
Right back.
All right, we're back and it's time for.
Yakin and Jeff.
Yes, my segment.
That's right. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah, what's your
Okay,
theme
cool.
today, Jeff? What's your theme song?
theme song.
Mhm.
Do 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 do. Yeah, with me.
Jeff, this is the chance for the electric guitar that you do every week. And people can actually see it.
Electric guitar. Right, but remember the hands got to go up here, so we can. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Now, podcast listeners, you can see why you could never hear Jeff's theme song because it's very physical.
Except it still won't be heard or won't be seen in the audio only version.
Do
It's
that.
only out in the rest of the platforms.
Yeah.
Do that.
Besides
All right.
Facebook and YouTube.
For those of you listening on the audio version only, you're missing out.
Ooh,
Ew.
what was that?
What was that?
Anyway,
Susie!
okay.
It
So,
was me, Jeff. Sorry.
that's
Matthew,
okay.
back with you.
Jeff,
Yeah.
we were just talking before we cut to break about our dearly beloved Kenny Rogers, who just passed away. And I thought if you and Noel wanted to sing a little version of The Gambler, you can go for it. And then we can talk about some music that's been getting us through this tough time.
Okay.
All right, ready? 1 and a 2 and a 3. Go ahead. You gotta know and a hold on.
Oh, the whole world. I'm
This is
walking away in the world. Oh yeah.
No way to fold up.
There you go, Noel.
No way to fold up.
Know when to walk away and know
When you
when.
walk away.
We
I
can
see you
move
walking
on.
away.
We might need to walk away from this segment.
No. It's my song for Kenny Rogers.
Day by day.
For who?
Day by day. You know, Kenny Rogers.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That was one of his lyrics on the word. We are the world.
He
So
was on We Are the World?
We are the world.
There he was.
We are the world. Oh yeah, we are the world. Uh-huh.
Children.
how about we are the Jeff Green?
Oh boy.
We are the Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Noel. Thank you, dude.
So, do you guys want to talk about what music we've been listening to get us through this hard time?
Yes.
All right, why don't we have Jeff go first?
I've been listening
Is
to
it
Backstreet Boys.
desperately sad music or beautiful happy music?
Both, whatever makes you.
What about a happy song?
What happy song is making you feel happy these
That's the song for Pharrell Williams. Happy? I feel
Oh,
happy.
okay.
Pharrell. Yeah. Good choice.
And I've been listening to Backstreet Boys on my dad's computer.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think they all have kids now,
They
but
probably
not Nick yet.
Guys, Susie is getting real close to the camera. I think she's signaling that she wants to tell you what songs she's been listening to.
Okay.
Thanks, Susie. What have you been listening to?
I thought it you to me. That's it.
Any of Descendants music?
What's Descendants?
It's the Disney TV show.
Yep.
One of the cast of that is on the new Charm series.
Very cool. Pete, what have you been listening to?
My kids have been listening to a lot of the Frozen 2 soundtrack here.
Ah,
Oh,
Out on Disney.
Hey, Pete.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, by the way, I have that soundtrack already, Pete.
Yeah? The Frozen 2 soundtrack?
Yes.
Pretty good.
And by the way, hey, Pete.
Yo.
Hey, Pete. I have the Frozen 2 soundtrack and the Frozen 1 soundtrack.
Nice. Which one?
What about that song in the woods? When the fiance was singing in the woods, it was like all him, a lot of Ben or Fenn, the blonde hair guy, the one who hosts
as in any love interest? No.
Yep. How about Love Can Find a Way by Christina Aguilera?
Can I ask a question for Jeff on a different topic for a minute while we're yakking with him?
Suze, I think lag behind us.
Yes, Pete.
Jeff, what do you think about Tom Brady leaving the Patriots?
Yes.
Sports Corner alert.
I did hear that Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer quarterback right now.
That is correct. How do you feel about that?
Are the Patriots getting a much better quarterback than Tom Brady playing for another team?
I don't know. It's hard to get better than the greatest of all time, but I think they're going to roll with the rookie.
Who's the rookie, Pete?
Stidham is his last name. He was with him last year. He was a rookie. So
Is he the new kicker now?
no, they just got rid of their kicker too. They're going to need to get a new kicker.
Yep.
They also brought back Brian Hoyer.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, they were thinking about having Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback for the Patriots.
Yep.
Because he really liked Jimmy Garoppolo, and maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, can step up how Tom Brady did.
Yep. He's going to stay in San Francisco, I think, though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know that, Pete. I'm just saying that Tom Brady hooked up to Jimmy, and I was just maybe thinking about how Jimmy Garoppolo can do the exact same thing that he has done.
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. But,
All right. Should we move on to our next segment, which will be our interview with Erin Cannon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, do you want to say we'll be right back?
We'll be right back.
STRIVECast is brought to you by
Whitney.
Yes, it's brought to you by our producer, Whitney, who can't be with us today because her internet is out, which is not ideal, obviously, but we're thinking of you, Whitney. And STRIVECast is also brought to you by Bose, right, Pete?
Yes, always Bose.
Always Bose.
Yes, Pete. Bose.
Bose Books and Burritos. They've
Yes, Pete.
shut down the books and pivoted to curbside only for burritos.
Curbside burritos.
Give them a call.
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to advertise here, we would love it. I think we said
Love it.
$10 an episode is our special that we're running right now. Shoot us
Now
an
Bose is providing ebooks, so you don't have to touch their books with their germs.
That's right, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes, Ryan, that's good.
Ebooks along with their to-go deliveries.
There you
Right.
go. Good
What
save.
could be better? Keep you safe.
Yeah.
Bose ebooks. Curbside burritos.
Yeah.
Jeff, what do you think? We'll be what?
right back.
Pete, we'll be right back, Pete. We'll be right back.
Please welcome Erin Cannon. All right, we're back, and it's time for
This is cute.
Suze. What's your theme song today, Suze?
I love excitement and I love you guys. Susie cute.
Beautiful. Nice song today, Suze. All right, and what did you want to do for your segment today?
Well, what would you do if you ran out of toilet paper?
Oh my God, what would you do if you ran out of toilet paper? Perhaps a real scenario coming up. If the grocery stores continue to stay sold out of them because people keep buying too many. So what would you do, Susie?
Well, well, I don't know, girl.
You don't know? Noel and Jeff, what would you do if you ran out of toilet paper?
Order it by Amazon.
I always use a leaf.
Use the leaf? What do you think, Pete?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd prepare to not run out.
Yeah. Noel, what do you think?
order it by Amazon.
Order it by Amazon?
What if they're all out of it on Amazon too?
Great question, Ryan. Then what
They
would you
might,
do?
and they likely are.
You can probably get them at Target or Walmart.
They're probably all out too, unless you catch them at the
Right?
town where they're loading more on here.
What about if you go
What about
outside?
baby? What about baby wipes?
You could use baby wipes. Do you mean go to the bathroom outside, Susie?
Yes.
Wow.
They can just wipe with paper towels, which are less hard to find overall.
Yep.
That's true, Ryan.
Because you can't safely flush paper towel, but
Right.
it's good enough to leave in the woods.
Yay.
Or you guys could get a bidet.
Yeah.
Order $1 million bidet instead of toilet paper. Right? Always an option for everyone.
That's a little tricky.
It's tricky.
Susie, do you have another
Okay.
question?
Guys, come on. You are late for a program. What? Wait a minute. You are late for a program.
You're late for program.
You are feeling great.
You're late for program. What would you do
If you aren't feeling great,
if you aren't feeling great?
No.
what?
No. Come on.
I heard Susie that if you're late for program, then what?
You'll get fined.
You lays great.
Did you catch that, Peter?
I didn't.
Says you're-
Oh, good. Wait, hold on. You're late for program and your shoelace breaks. Thank you,
Oh,
Susie.
yes.
Oh my gosh. So what would you guys do if you're late for program and your shoelace breaks?
Get another shoe and put it on.
Just get another shoelace if you can find
Yeah.
it.
That's a good question.
They're probably not sold out like the toilet paper.
Right. Good point. Yeah.
Good point.
Jeff, what would you do
How
if you're
long,
late
do,
for
What?
program and your shoelace breaks? What would you do?
how long do you ship it?
How long do you ship it?
I don't know.
All right. Well, why don't we? I think Erin is about to. Oh, I mean, never mind. But hey, Jeff, why don't we say we'll be right back? Okay. Ready, Jeff? Play us up.
Hey, you guys, it's my segment.
Oh,
We'll be right back.
All right, ready? It's time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Time to wrap it up. 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 Wrap it up.
Wrap it
Wrap
up.
it up.
Girl.
All right. So thanks so much to our guest, Erin Cannon, for coming through via Zoom to the show. That was awesome. Thank you, Erin. Thanks so much to our producer, Whitney, who couldn't be with us on air because poor thing has no Wi-Fi at this time. But thanks so much to Whitney for all she does for our show, and our sound engineer, Ryan, where it says it right under his name, which was awesome. And thanks to our team for putting the show together, even though we can't all be together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thanks to all our listeners listening through this difficult time. We're thinking of you and hope this brings you some laughs and smiles to your day.
We did put out a thing yesterday, Liv. We should.
That's right, Pete.
Sort of read. If you want to talk about that, I'll see if I can pull up the email.
Okay. We put out a message yesterday saying that we wanted to try to use the STRIVEcast as a way to connect people who might be socially distanced right now and might not be able to communicate with each other. And so we asked if you wanted to send a message to someone special that you email us, and then we'd read it aloud on the pod. So Pete, did we get any last night?
Yeah, we got one from Paula Thompson, who says that she is praying that our son, Peter, and Noel and Holly's brother stays healthy as he's helping out others in the ER of Central Maine Medical. So
awesome.
shout out to Peter Thompson. And
big shout out to Peter Thompson.
Him and all of the healthcare workers
Peter Thompson.
state and beyond that are working hard through this difficult and unprecedented time.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Peter. And if you have a message you'd like to give somebody a shout out, maybe we can do the same next week too.
Yeah, definitely. Just shoot us an email, or you can write to us on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you have access to us, and we'll get that read aloud on the show.
Yep.
STRIVEcast at pslstrive.org.
So bye, everyone. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Um,